The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Texas is now the toughest in the nation when it comes to abortion rights. At midnight, those whose pregnancies advanced to fetal heartbeat detection were turned away from abortion clinics across the state.
The new law taking effect today, however, that did not stop the protests on either side. Ursula Perry with the repercussions and what both sides of this contentious issue plan next.
Despite the new law, the San Antonio Coalition for Life was back in front of this Planned Parenthood clinic in the medical center today. The fetal heartbeat law changing nothing for those who want women to reconsider abortion.
We're here to help and to refer her so that she can know what all of her choices are, and we're here to walk with her, to mentor her.
There was a very similar but more intense scene at clinics that perform abortions in Texas late last night.
There were clinics in Texas who stayed at the premises committing abortions until 11:59 p.m. last night. It's so heartbreaking to see them take advantage of women who are in this situation.
For abortion rights advocates, this was a race to a deadline, one they had hoped would never come.
It's an incredibly dark day, not just for the 7 million women of Texas, but also to the 80% of Americans who believe that there should be safe and legal abortion.
In Texas, however, surveys, including one by the Texas Tribune, showed that the majority support the fetal heartbeat limit on abortion.
We as Texans know that the preborn child is alive and that he's fully human at the moment of conception.
Using this new definition will have real-life ramifications for women who may have to leave the state to get an abortion past the 5 or 6 week mark, but also for those who help facilitate a now illegal abortion.
This law opens up a bounty system, a vigilante kind of system that can call into question anyone who supports access to abortion.
Others argue this is just a normal way of enforcing a law.
We have the standard already for aiding and abetting. So they're trying to paint this really chaotic picture, but we're not creating anything new. These standards already exist in Texas precedent.
There's one thing that both sides in the debate agree on. It's that this fetal heartbeat law has effectively banned abortions in the state of Texas. Now they both wait to see what happens next. Will the Supreme Court overturn these decisions? And will other states now follow suit, and how quickly? Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
You won't need to wait until 12 to get a 12-pack on Sundays anymore. A new state law takes effect today that pushes the starting time for beer and wine sales on Sunday to 10 a.m. That's an extra 2 hours. Garrett Berger talked with Texans to get their reactions.
The new Sunday hours for beer and wine sales aren't likely to have a shortage of people toasting them.
I think it's great. I love alcohol.
The head of the Association of Convenience Store Retailers says he'd occasionally have customers come in too early for the noon start for Sunday sales.
Sometimes they come 30 minutes, 1 hour, but they have to wait because of restrictions. We cannot sell it.
Now the window is widening. Starting this week, retailers like convenience and grocery stores are able to start selling beer and wine at 10. Not 12 on Sundays.
2 hours may not seem like much, but Tahir says that can have a decent effect on convenience stores' bottom line.
Because people who come to buy beer may buy other stuff too.
An average convenience store business on the alcoholic is 35 to 40%. So we are expecting it might go up 5% more.
And for customers, it means not having to choose between stocking the fridge and being able to see the noon kickoff.
Some wine early Sunday, get ready for the football games.
Or having to plan too much ahead of time for a Sunday float down the river.
When I was younger and I spent all my Sundays at the Guadalupe River and left real early and, did all the tubing and stuff, it made it a little difficult.
And even those who said the new hours wouldn't make much difference to them were supportive.
You can get it overnight and keep it for next day.
All right.
But it's a good idea.
I think it's fine. They're catching up with the 21st century.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
A total of 666 new laws taking effect in Texas today, ranging from new voting restrictions to constitutional carry. You can read about them right now on our website, KSAT.com, including this article on some of the more higher profile laws passed during the 87th legislative session. You can find that right now on the homepage at KSAT.com.
A former San Antonio police lieutenant indicted on an attempted murder charge in Tennessee. That indictment handed down against 52-year-old Lee Rakin more than 6 weeks after Tennessee authorities say He got into a shootout with sheriff's deputies in Sevier County. After deputies were called to Rakin's home for a domestic disturbance call on July 13th, they said he fired a gun, injuring a deputy. Rakin shot and critically injured. He's been transferred to jail, facing charges of attempted first-degree murder and using a gun during a violent felony. Rakin's troubled tenure with SAPD included being fired 6 times and reinstated 5 times before he was actually allowed to retire early last year.
Rescued in one of the city's largest animal seizures in years, 79 dogs and cats now being checked out by Animal Care Services. ACS officers say they were found living in deplorable conditions at a home on the city's south side. San Antonio firefighters actually alerted ACS after a small fire at that house last Friday. 6 cats suffered smoke inhalation. After the owners refused to surrender the animals, ACS officers returned with a warrant, seizing the animals, including puppies and kittens. Although they did have food and water, ACS says the 51 dogs and 28 cats were living in their own waste that even permeated the floor of the house. They say the stench was so bad, officers wearing respirators and, as you can see, hazmat-like suits did have to take frequent breaks. Yet 3 people were living in that house. Animal cruelty charges are possible.
So I think we do have enough evidence to proceed further, but the investigators will need to complete their investigation to determine that.
A hearing in 10 days will decide whether the animals will be returned to their owners. If they remain at Animal Care Services, they'll eventually be up for adoption, placed in foster homes, or given to rescue groups to find them homes.
Thousands of adolescents in San Antonio have already received the COVID-19 vaccine, and there's a big push to get more teens vaccinated. A local professor of pediatrics explains how safe these vaccines are for those in this age group. Tiffany Huertas also spoke to a local teenager who participated in a COVID vaccine trial, who hopes her story will help others.
I am really sad to see other kids getting sick because of COVID, and I just think that maybe if they had been vaccinated before, then this could have been prevented.
We met Hannah Ross earlier this year. She was 14 years old and participated in the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine trial. They didn't know at the time, but Hannah did get the vaccine.
The symptoms I got were a fever and chills and body aches.
Hannah says she is feeling great today and says there's nothing to be scared of. Dr. Joseph B. Canty, Associate Professor of Pediatrics at UT Health San Antonio, says the vaccine is safe for teens.
The efficacy data for children 12 to 16 looks really good. We've seen in excess of 90% protection from infection, 99% protection from hospitalization compared to unvaccinated teenagers.
Canty says it's critical. Data continues to be released about the side effects of the vaccine and the risks of getting COVID in this age group.
The potential side effects of the vaccine, like muscle soreness and in very, very rare cases, the heart inflammation. But we need to be equally honest about the risks of getting the COVID infection itself, which is hospitalization, in some cases death.
Metro Health says as of August 26, 57% of eligible adolescents ages 12 to 15 in San Antonio have received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 38% have been fully vaccinated. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio is home to over 1.4 million people, and as of last year, it's estimated that more than 2,900 people were living on the streets. Some facing temporary hardships with no place to go, others experiencing chronic homelessness, living on the streets long term. There are organizations, though, working to decrease that number every single day. Priscilla Karaman talks with Christian Assistance Ministry about how they've been working with one man for years.
Hey, Sugar Pie, you get some rest last night?
Meet Neville.
Neville is an individual that I met in the street many years ago. Right.
7 years to be exact. It's how long Valerie Salas, Director of Homeless Services from Christian Assistance Ministry, or CAM, says it has taken to put Neville's story together. Salas is part of CAM's street outreach team. She works with people experiencing homelessness, including those who are chronically homeless.
They're struggling with some significant mental health issues, disabilities, physical issues, fears, traumas.
Neville is from Zimbabwe. He ended up in the States after winning an international scholarship to study at Cleveland University years ago. However, things in his life didn't go as planned.
He has a very powerful story. He has kind of just fallen through the cracks here in San Antonio.
Salas says she spent years figuring out how to help Neville, and it all started with building trust.
With his mental health issues, it's hard to put together a solid timeline with him not, knowing sometimes what day it is.
Today's Sunday, right?
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
This year, Salas says a breakthrough was made in her mission.
I was able to, after a lot of digging and investigating, find his family who loves him, didn't know where he was, and reunified with him over the phone. His dad's in England with two of his sisters, but his other sister lives on the property they grew up on in Zimbabwe.
Salas has been working with the Zimbabwean embassy and federal authorities to get Neville's documents to send him home.
He's having a really good day.
Priscilla Karaman, KSAT 12 News.
That is just a glimpse of what our cameras captured as we walked along with homeless outreach workers, met the people that they meet and they talk to every single day. It's all part of this week's episode of KSAT Explains. We dive into the debate over how to compassionately handle homelessness, specifically homeless encampments. You can watch KSAT Explains, the debate over homeless encampments, right now on KSAT.com, on the KSAT TV app, available any way that you stream.
And as we take a look outside, 96 degrees and rain on the East Coast, no rain here.
Now, we could use a few showers. We have just a couple of them that popped up far east of San Antonio. We'll look at those in a bit. The aquifer down a little bit today, and now we're half a foot below the September average. But the key is stage 1 watering restrictions took effect today, not just for SAWS customers, so those of us in and around San Antonio, but also in New Braunfels. That's something to point out. So we can only water on our designated day before 11 a.m. or after 7 p.m. That's what SAWS has for us. Of course, you can handheld water anytime, any day. A few showers out there right now. They'll be coming to an end. We'll take a look at radar in a moment. Otherwise, a clearing sky, humid and warm this evening. We'll talk about rain chances and getting a little closer to 100 degrees coming up.
Texas roads becoming more dangerous for pedestrians, and a new law going into effect today will add new penalties for drivers involved in crashes.
Our Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, previously drivers could only be charged if a pedestrian died in a crash.
And Stephen Meyer, this new law changes that. It allows criminal penalties for drivers who injure pedestrians in a crash. And it comes at a time when streets are more dangerous for pedestrians than ever.
Senate Bill 1055 is also known as the Lisa Torrey Smith Act. A driver struck and killed Smith in a crosswalk as a Houston mother was walking her son to school. Her family says the driver was not charged for killing Smith or for injuring her son, but that could change now that the new law has taken effect. Drivers involved in a crash could be charged with a Class A misdemeanor for causing bodily harm to a pedestrian and face a state jail felony if that pedestrian is seriously injured. The law follows a deadlier year for pedestrians, a 9% increase in 2020 over 2019, with around 60 deaths in San Antonio alone. The city of San Antonio is looking at ways to improve roadways like Culebra Road, which have seen high levels of pedestrian injuries and deaths. TxDOT also focusing on improving pedestrian safety. For example, it's adding new sidewalks and bike lanes to projects on many major roads.
Obviously, you're not going to see lanes specifically for pedestrians and bicyclists on, like a 35 or 410. But in some other areas that are state maintained roadways and we're making improvements, we do make those accommodations.
And part of TxDOT's Be Safe, Drive Smart campaign targets drivers and pedestrians.
It's very important that a pedestrian who is walking uses the crosswalk, not just crossing over, 2 or 3, 4 lanes of roadway, use those crosswalks. It's very important. But for drivers, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. When turning, yield the right of way for pedestrians, and that also includes bicyclists.
And importantly, those new penalties may not apply if a pedestrian isn't in a crosswalk at the time of a crash. That could be an affirmative defense, they say. The law also applies to cyclists, as Laura Lopez mentioned, and those riding scooters or golf carts. So something to keep in mind if you're out and about this evening. Taking a look at traffic, this is out west of 1604 on 90. We've had some issues here on 90 off and on over the past few weeks with some construction. You see some slow traffic out there as drivers leaving the highway. So you got some orange and yellow there, so something we don't always like to see. Looking at the rest of the area, pretty wide view. I also have some issues on 1604, so let's take a look at that travel time. 46 minutes between 281 and Bandera Road. You're seeing some major delays here between 281 and I-10, and then a few more here once you get past I-10. And remember, this evening, you're going to have that construction, again, some alternating lane closures. That begins at 9. We'll have more on that a little bit later, Stephen Meyer.
Thank you, Samuel. Taking a look outside with Sky 12, flying high above Woodlawn Lake here. See a couple of brown spots down there. That plus the watering restrictions now back in place.
Yeah, I remember a few weeks when we flew over Woodlawn Lake and it was all lush and green, and you can tell, we're drying out across San Antonio and South Texas, Adam.
Yeah, and it doesn't take really much to get us to dry out this time of year. And so that's what we're experiencing right now. And we'll continue to dry out for the most part. Now, I did get the updated climate summary for the day. Oh, so close. 99.
But not there.
Not there, officially.
I predicted at 5 we're going to hit it.
I know you did.
Did you hear me?
I did hear you.
You're probably not happy with my prediction.
No, and I'm going with Ursula. I'm going to, soda's on the line.
Yeah,
hold it off.
Okay.
We're not going to get there.
All right, if you want to take that bet.
Okay.
All right.
I think if you were going to put a bet on it, I would say Sunday. Okay, that would be your best chance. Anyway, Del Rio 103, Pleasanton topped out at 100, Cotulla 103 for a high. Now let's take a look at this comparison. 0-100 degree days so far in 2021. The hottest is today, 99 degrees. You compare it to this time last year, and we had 36 100 degree days. And actually, this date last year was the last time we actually hit 100 degrees. 97 right now, dew point is 68, so it feels like 102. By the way, coming up next half hour, I'll have more 100 degree day climatology. The average amount, the earliest, the latest, first days anyway. So it feels like 102 when you factor in that mugginess. 95 right now, Rio Medina. New Braunfels 96. Randolph, Converse area 97, Stinson 99, 98 in Devine, and 94 in Bandera. It's the August heat we're feeling right now. Still triple digits, Laredo, Cotulla, Del Rio. Carrizo Springs, close at 99. And take a look at our forecast for tomorrow morning. Most of us in the upper 70s to start the day, 78 in San Antonio. By the afternoon, we get well into the 90s again and even triple digits in the typically warmer locations south and west of San Antonio. Around town, we're thinking closer to about 97 for the high temperature, but that ranges from about 96 in Comfort to 93 in Bernie and Leon Springs to 97 Von Army and Elmendorf. You look at our temperatures as we get into the weekend, we're going to crank them up just a little bit, get closer to 100. And if we're going to hit it, it could happen at any point this weekend. I think just better odds on Sunday. Partially because in the afternoon, we're expecting a little drop off in our dew points and some drier air for a few hours Sunday afternoon. And that gives you better chances for that temperature to spike. Here's a quick look at our radar out there. And you see just a little bit of activity far east of San Antonio. Some outflow boundaries kickstarting some showers just north of Gonzales. A little bit of lightning associated with that heavy rain. And just outside of Hallettsville, we've got a downpour that just developed with some lightning and thunder. These are fairly short-lived and, of course, highly isolated. Not a whole lot of movement to these. And come sunset, everything on the radar should be wiped away. Across all of Texas, really, mostly dry, with the exception of West Texas and, of course, right along the Gulf coastline. That's where we typically see some of these pop-up afternoon showers this time of year. But it's good to see some rainfall. Parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, they could use it. I'm still putting this out. The remnants of Ida affecting the Mid-Atlantic and New England. Confirmed tornadoes on the ground, some of those locations, including Annapolis, Maryland, earlier today. That right side is what is usually most active in terms of severe weather. So clearing sky this evening, temps falling through the 80s. Tomorrow we'll start at 78, make it up to 97. Just a 10% chance of a shower, 20% chance on Friday. The weekend is looking dry. Then next week we'll get some slim rain chances back.
So for the 100-degree bets, do we have to hit it when we're here for it to count, or just
No.
at all?
At all.
Okay.
And does it have to be San Antonio International?
Yes, official
Okay.
climate.
Wanted to make sure I understood the terms. Got it.
Got it. Okay.
Thanks,
Just your Caskey, man.
I know he was.
It's our bet. All right, so UTSA.
What's at stake, though?
A soda.
Soda.
Oh, okay.
High stakes.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
A
Dr.
soda.
Pepper. All right, so UTSA kicking off its 11th season?
Yeah, hard to believe. And they're 8-2 in their season openers. They want to improve on that, obviously. And then we're going to visit with one young man who's going to be key to the Roadrunners' success this coming season. And the 100 match tonight for this young man, a former Trinity grad, now member of the SAFC, coming up. For the first time in the short football history of UTSA, which is starting its 11th season, the Roadrunners will face their first Big Ten team when they travel to Illinois on Saturday to go up against the Fighting Illini. As many as 9 Roadrunners are on preseason watch lists, including starting quarterback Frank Harris, running back Sincere McCormick, safety Rashad Wisdom, along with kicker Hunter Duplessis. The Roadrunners also boast 12 super seniors who are granted an extra year of eligibility due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Will help UTSA try and win their 9th season opener with only 2 losses in the last 10 years.
The Triangle is going to travel, and the expectation is very high. Set high. We expected ourselves last year, but we held ourselves to a higher standard at the end of it all. I believe that coming into this game, we coming out with our hairs on fire. So I think that it's going to be a great game, and overall we're going to have a great competition.
All right, kickoff in Illinois will be at 6:30 p.m. and the game will be carried live on the Big Ten Network. The fighting Texas Aggies have added 4 more years on Jimbo Fisher's already whopping 10-year, $75 million contract. Now he'll be the coach of the Aggies football team through 2031. And with it goes a raise. Starting in January 2022, his salary increased from $7.5 million to $9 million a year. In 2023, $9,150,000 and $100,000 each year after that. It's after leading the Aggies to their best finish in school history last year, 4th overall in the nation since winning their only national title in 1939. Last night, the Harlan volleyball team improved to 2-0 in District 29 6A play with a sweep of Stevens at Paul Taylor Fieldhouse. The Hawks led the match 2-0, but trailed 22-19 in the 3rd set. After completing a furious rally, Harlan finished 14-2 in the district play last year, second only to O'Connor. Now with 10 seniors on this year's squad, the team looks primed for another playoff run.
We're so much closer. We have so many relationships. Since we had a preseason, we were able to build connections and grow stronger as a team. We just know what ball is ours. We have great communication, knowing what job is ours, so we don't clash, or we just hustle, and it works.
Harlan takes on Taft this Friday at 5:30. Meanwhile, the East Central volleyball team improved to 18-4 overall this season with an impressive road sweep of Southwest Legacy. 7 seniors returned from last year's squad, and they're eager to show just how much they've improved.
We have a lot of returners, but we also have a lot of first years too. So I feel like we just are meshing really well with the energy that we have on this team. We learned a lot from last year's upperclassmen, and we're using that this year and just keeping on going. And we always know we can improve, and we can't wait to come out this week and work even harder in practice and be ready for Friday.
The Hornets will host Floresville Friday night at 7 p.m. We have more highlights from both of these games right now on KSAT.com. Tonight is the night for San Antonio FC goalkeeper Matt Cardone. The MacArthur grad and Trinity alum is scheduled to start against Real Monarchs SLC this evening, marking his 100th career appearance with SAFC, the second player in franchise history to reach that mark. He's also the only player on the current roster that has been with the franchise since it began back in 2016. The experience he shared with dozens of former players is definitely a big reason for his growth at the professional level.
They have different experiences, different approaches, and I've taken things from every single one of them, sort of put them all together along with my abilities that I bring, my strengths that I bring to the table, and it's really made myself into to get to those 100 appearances. It's everyone. It's the help you get from the others that get you there.
SAFC's match is scheduled to begin tonight, 7:30 at Toyota Field. He'll be easy to recognize.
Did he start growing that beard at Reagan?
MacArthur, yeah.
Or MacArthur, yeah, that's what it
sure
looks
did.
like.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Time for our KSAT Q&A, where we separate the fact from the fiction and get to the bottom of a lot of issues that are out there. And we're going to talk with San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, as we do most Wednesdays. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Where are we at today when it comes to fighting COVID-19 and being vaccinated? with, when we talk about population numbers in San Antonio and Bexar County?
Sure. Well, the number that most people have been hearing for a while has been the eligible population that's vaccinated. And that's the number that you hear has been at 70%, now at 80% with one dose. And then the eligible population that's been fully vaccinated is getting close to 70% now. That's a good number, and we're making progress. But the important number is where we are with total population. Again, everyone under 12 is not yet eligible to receive the vaccine. And then we have folks who are just holding out. And so when you look at the total population that has been vaccinated, it's closer to 55%, which tells you that we have a long way to go to reach herd immunity. So we, again, need to have everybody who is eligible go get vaccinated so that when the eligibility opens up to others, which we hope it will soon, we'll be ready to go. We still have a long ways to go with vaccinations.
Mayor, I want to ask you about a tweet that you put out earlier this afternoon. It caught my attention. I'm going to read it here. It says, San Antonio COVID horror stories aren't coming from the over 1 million folks who are fully vaccinated. The worst tales come from residents attempting dangerous home remedies, exhausted healthcare workers, and our unvaccinated neighbors in the hospital. Get fully vaxxed, please. It's the dangerous home remedies that definitely caught my eye. Tell me what prompted that tweet.
Sure. You've been hearing the stories about self-medication, the use of veterinary medications, anti-parasitic drugs to treat COVID. And those are simply not part of the doctor's regimen. First of all, to prevent getting infected in the first place, we need to be doing the non-medical therapies, and that includes wearing a mask. But we also know now if you're eligible, you need to get vaccinated. But if you do get sick and you are infected with COVID, you need to be under a doctor's care, not going to the website or the back of the magazine and finding out the latest fad. Certainly not on social media. There are trusted medical professionals in our community. They are licensed to treat disease and illness, and COVID is among them. And so it's very important if someone is ill with COVID that they get the proper care and not try to self-medicate. That's why you've seen the FDA put out messages about ivermectin and the use of veterinary medicines that has become part of the fad that's putting people into poison control centers and ending up with a lot of people in the hospital. Please don't self-medicate. Get a doctor's care, but better than that, do what you need to do to prevent getting COVID in the first place.
How frustrating is the misinformation that's out there? I mean, we live in an era where social media is out there and you can't always trust everything that you read or you see. You need to go to trusted sources. But especially when it comes to the coronavirus and COVID-19, how frustrating for you is the misinformation that's out there?
It's beyond frustrating, Steve. It's deadly and it's sad. We are losing people in our community and across this country due to malicious use of social media and other ways of communicating disinformation. And, there is a strong anti-vaccine lobby. It's political. It's got political action committees behind it. And its intent is to keep people from using these medications that have been tested, have been developed by the best medical professionals in the world, and can save lives. And the disinformation campaigns that have run rampant, even in our own community, are costing lives. They are costing us our loved ones, and it is just sad. It's not just frustrating. It's sad, and we're going to look back on this as one of the devastating impacts of misinformation of our day is that we've lost loved ones because of it.
Perhaps one of the few silver linings there has been over the last year and a half with the pandemic, the increased focus on mental health. It's certainly a part of a lot more conversations than prior to COVID hitting. And I know that the city budget that the council is expected to vote on in the coming weeks, mental health playing a much bigger role in that budget as well. Can you talk about some of the ways the city plans to use funds to improve mental health in our community?
Yes, and mental health and the treatment of mental health, proper treatment of mental health is part of our long-term Metro Health strategic plan. So we are resourcing that department so that we can not only understand the many facets of mental health illness in our own community, but we can also treat it. Keep in mind, mental health treatment is also a collaboration with the county, who has the Center for Healthcare Services and other facets of our healthcare delivery system. But mental health has become an extraordinary challenge throughout our state and throughout our country. Before the pandemic, it's only become exacerbated because of the pandemic. Some of the innovative things that we're doing right now, we know that there are mental health disturbances that result in emergency calls. And so we've created some cross-disciplinary teams, and we'll be piloting team approaches to emergency response. And so very soon in certain parts of the community, you'll be able to, when there is an emergency call to 911, there'll be an additional option where someone can select a mental health emergency. And the response to that will be a multidisciplinary team that includes a mental health professional, so that we can have appropriate responses to emergency episodes that include mental health on the part of a loved one or someone in the community.
Yeah, mental health also a big part of the homeless issue that we're talking about
Absolutely.
with the city. So I appreciate your time, Mr. Mayor. We've run out of it. I want to talk more about this mental health as it pertains to different parts of our community. Maybe we can do that next week.
Absolutely. Important root cause, and happy to talk about it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We were watching the situation 37 in Hackberry, but one of the hero vehicles has moved away, and it looks like another one has moved away. It looked like we had a stalled vehicle or a crash there briefly, but that has cleared up at the moment, so that's good news. Let's go out here to the northwest side. This is 1604 at Hausman. Just another reminder that we'll have these lane closures tonight and alternating in both directions between I-10 and Bandera Road. It starts at 9, runs until 5 in the morning, and that goes until September 10th, so watch out for that. Also looking at some delays here on 1604, a little bit east of there. This is past Stone Oak, Blanco Road, Huebner, down to 12 miles per hour. Some major slowdowns in 1604 on the north side this evening, so watch out for that if you're out and about this evening. Steve and Myra, over to you.
Thank you, Samuel. Look outside with live cam, a hot one out there today. We're over here making 100-degree bets, but we can really use some relief.
Yeah, I'd love to be wrong.
And I'd love to be right.
You know, on average,
a big shocker there.
On average, our first cold front, which would be a 10-degree drop in temperature, comes in late September. That's on average. So right now we're at 97 degrees. By 8 o'clock, 90, 10 o'clock, mid-80s. So the temperature will be falling off pretty quickly here and efficiently this evening. An update on the tropics, more 100-degree day climatology, and our rain chances coming up.
All right, checking the weather situation outside. It is warm, but we're also watching the East Coast for the remnants of Ida and what's kind of springing up out there.
Yeah, they're getting tornadoes popping up on the East Coast from the mid-Atlantic, basically. D.C. area, Virginia, northward up through Philadelphia as well. The remnants of those tropical systems, the right side of them, always spin up some severe thunderstorms and even tornadoes. And that's what we're seeing there, even this far after landfall from what was Ida. I do want to point out we have stage 1 restrictions for SAWS customers and now also in New Braunfels. Minimal rain chances in the days ahead. We have some, just don't get your hopes up. And we're making a run at our first 100-degree day this year. Speaking of 100 degrees, take a look at our almanac today. 99, so close, but officially and technically not quite there. The average high, by the way, 94, and the record 102. So our average first 100-degree day is on June 26. Obviously, we're well past that. The earliest we ever hit 100 in a given year was February 21st. Back in 1996. And this is what's interesting and stands out to me, especially since we did not hit 100 today. The latest we've ever had our first 100-degree day was September 1st, 1985. So if we do hit 100 at some point over the coming days, we'll have to completely redo that statistic there. But I do want to point out there were 23 days, or 23 years, I should say, on record without any 100-degree days. So it's not like that's unheard of that we don't even hit it. Hey, check out Marfa, 75 right now. Rain, cooled air there. It's nice to see. 96 Austin, 97 Dallas, still 102 Del Rio. Feeling the heat. Cotulla, the hot spot on our map, 103. Meanwhile, New Braunfels, 96. And right now in Hondo, 97. Feel the mugginess outside. Yeah, we're used to it this time of year. Dew points well into the 60s and even low 70s. So when you factor that in, of course, it makes it feel hotter outside. So the heat index right now, 102 here in San Antonio, 107 Cotulla. Gonzales 105, even New Braunfels feels like 104. So tack on a few extra degrees, of course, for the heat index value. And looking at our high temperatures the next several days, still well into the 90s, 97, 96 Thursday, Friday. And then over the weekend, I think we'll have a little drop in our humidity during the afternoon hours, during the peak heating of the day. And that'll give us a higher potential of actually hitting the century mark. So we're thinking, well, about 99 for the high temperature again as we get on into the upcoming weekend, particularly Sunday. The weekend, by the way, looking sunny and dry. Right now, we have just a few lingering showers and thunderstorms. Remember last half hour, we were talking about the downpour just outside of Hallettsville? Already that is raining itself out. Well, we have just north of Gonzales, a little bit of lightning and thunder with this downpour. I give that another 30, 45 minutes, but it is throwing an outflow boundary westward that could help develop a new shower a little closer to Seguin and even San Antonio. But I don't think here in Bexar County we'll see any activity popping up. It's good to see the rain in New Mexico. We all know what it's like to be in a drought. They've been in a deep drought. Even Arizona, they got some rain yesterday. That's moving up into Colorado. West Texas seeing some showers, and along the Gulf coastline today. It's the remnants of Ida. These systems still have a lot of energy associated with them. There's nothing really tropical about it right now, but still a lot of energy and a lot of wind shear. So winds going in different directions at different speeds, especially on the right side. So when the remnants of these tropical systems go up the Appalachians, you often see the severe weather throughout the mid-Atlantic and New England, and confirmed tornadoes today in parts of that area. Even Annapolis, Maryland had a great video, an amazing video of a tornado touchdown. Remnants of Kate in the central Atlantic. There's nothing left there. Tropical storm Larry, that's our latest named system. That's moving westward, and it's going to be in the central Atlantic by Monday, likely as a Category 3. So we'll keep you updated on that. And of course, this area, Western Caribbean, Southern Gulf, there's that potential over the next about week. We could have a little bit of development. But right now, nothing to worry about. We'll just keep our eyes on it and keep you updated. 78 in the morning tomorrow, upper 90s for the high temperature. Fairly similar on Friday. A rogue shower or two the next couple of afternoons. Then this weekend, sunny and dry. Then rain chances, well, they're slight again, but they're back in the picture next week.
Okay, thanks, Adam.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
Good morning to you and your family. It is Wednesday, September 1st. 666 new laws take effect today here in Texas. And this morning we're discussing some of the most talked about legislation. First up, constitutional carry. Texans over the age of 21 will now be able to carry a handgun without a license in the Lone Star State. This means no training or background check is part of that process. New this morning, our KSAT defenders have just confirmed that a former SAPD lieutenant has been indicted on attempted murder charges in Tennessee.
That former SAPD lieutenant was fired from the San Antonio Police Department 6 times, the latest incident happening in 2020. Now, Lee Rakin is being charged with attempted murder after shooting an officer in Tennessee.
The wildfire crisis out west once again exploding.
We got fire heading our way.
Flames tearing through this cabin as firefighters work night and day to keep the Caldor fire from overtaking South Lake Tahoe.
With the U.S. Supreme Court not stepping in to stop it, one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws took effect in Texas at midnight Wednesday. Absent further intervention by the court, the law bans Texas abortions after about 6 weeks, once a fetal heartbeat can be detected and before many women even know they're pregnant.
September 20th, that is when the White House plans to begin deploying booster shots if federal regulators give the okay. Last week, more than 6 million doses administered, according to the CDC. That is the most shots since early July. Still, with no vaccine authorized for children younger than 12, officials are urging schools to follow CDC safety guidelines to avoid spreading the virus.
Still watching some delays in Loop 1604 on the north side. It's getting a little bit better, but you're still down to 19 miles per hour right there at Huebner. Also seeing some major delays at Blanco and at Northwest Military, so that's something to look out for. So here's how travel time looks for a portion of that. It is a little bit better than it was earlier in the hour, 25 minutes now to get from 281 to Bandera Road. Again, most of those delays west of I-10. And looking at 1604 in Hausman, you're going to have some construction tonight, so there's a reminder of that, Adam.
All right, tomorrow we'll start the day well into the 70s, even near 80 in some spots. But by the afternoon, just another day well into the 90s, September 1st, and we're still feeling the heat, but we have yet to hit 100. We'll get close to it in the days ahead, especially as we get into the weekend. Rain chances, yeah, a few pop-up afternoon showers are possible the next few days, but better chances closer to the Gulf coastline, and then we'll see some rain chances come back into the picture again next week.
Look at that Sunday.
I see it.
You can just PayPal me.
I'm eyeing it.
You can PayPal
Oh
me.
no, this is a hand delivery.
We'll see.